Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need. What you need. We're broken, it's tragic. We're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
Okay. Oh, my camera's off. Hey, how you going, guys? I knew my mic was on. I was singing along with the intro. I'm having another day. Oh my God. I'm going to say hello to everyone first. Who have we got here? Out to lunch, how you going? Sherry, how you going? Menacing Muskrat, Fred, Dan, Beckham, Alex, Ruff, how you going? Tiki Doll, how you going? Eyes, how you going? And Alex again. Okay. I've been on the phone this morning to my electricity provider. I'm just going to say this. So if anyone's catching up on the replay, just skip ahead 5 minutes. I'm about to have a whinge. I got an I swapped electricity providers about 10 days ago. And I got an electricity bill for 10 days. And guess how much that electricity bill is? $400 for 10 days? You've got to be kidding me. 3 months, my bill's going to be $3,600. What the hell's going on? So I was in the middle of ringing them up, right? And I've rang them, I got through to someone, and as they were trying to help me out, it hung up. So now and I was waiting an hour on the phone just to get through to them. So after this live stream, I'm going to have to ring them again and wait another hour and hopefully not get hung up on. That's so strange. But seriously, what they've done is they've calculated, right now, 2 people living in this area should be 19 kilowatts, right, per day, daily average usage. They reckon I'm using 90 kilowatts per day at $30 a day. What the Okay, anyway, that's just my drama for this morning. So I've been on the phone. I'm going to have to jump on again after this. But we're going to go through some news. Jesus. Gaynor Fauci said, do you know who this is? If not, you probably should. Does anyone know who this is? I didn't know who it was. This man here. Okay, let's have a look. Who is he? Also at Harvard. What's that? Oh, it was the other day. It was right there. Hang on. Dr. Death, someone said. Oh, Charles Lieber connection from nanotechnology to COVID-19 to technocracy. So you need to know who this man is. So look at his face, remember that face. He's going to come up sooner or later. Kate M has said Albo's made some really weird statements and claims during this voice debate, but this one today takes the cake. This was during an interview in Muswellbrook. If Australia votes no, that is saying that we will keep... He's saying that he will keep doing the same thing, the things the same way. You should expect the same results. We need to do things differently, and we need to do that by showing respect. Oh, so he's trying to say if you do things the same way, you should expect the same results, and he wants to change things by showing respect. Okay, so if the no vote wins, the government led by Albanese is impotent. They can do nothing to change anything for our Indigenous community. They can't do it anyway, and they're getting billions of dollars a year. He and his government will just keep doing what they're currently doing. He should resign now. I agree with that. Biden should resign too. There's a lot of investigations going on with Biden, by the way, and Hunter. Steve Mudflap McGrew's Remasculated podcast said friends in low IQs. Shipwreck said millionaires Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood want you to dig deep in your pockets and give to Ukraine while your families struggle to put food on the table. Pay your mortgage and keep the lights on during a borderline recession. Sorry, but with a $400 electricity bill for 10 days, I'm not giving anyone anything. I can't. What the... Oh, no. I've done it again. Hang on a sec, guys. I think I'd learn by now, wouldn't you? Okay, so yeah, they're asking people to dig deep. Okay, let's have a listen.
We stand with Ukraine, especially the refugees.
There's a global initiative, and of course, supplies and aid is already spread thin. And this is where you come in. We need your help. We need you to donate.
Yeah, I mean, we always ask for love and prayers. Please keep doing that. We're also going to ask you, dig in your pockets. Be part of the greatest global relief plan mankind has ever seen.
Everybody deserves dignity. Everybody deserves a roof over their head to feel safe. You can be a part of that.
Yeah, amen. So join us, won't you?
What have these two got to do with it? Have they got dibs in Ukraine as well, have they?
Stand up for love.
Stand up for mankind.
Stand up for Ukraine.
Aye.
Stand up for Ukraine.
Aye.
Stand up for Ukraine.
No thanks, I'll sit down, thank you. Okay, Ferrica said Australia, really take this in. Compare what is happening now to how life was pre-19, right? Slowly destroying small business, huge energy costs in a resource-rich country, getting rid of gas, smart meters, surveillance cameras going up, pushing EVs when power is so expensive. Can you imagine trying to charge a car? How much would that cost on top? Seriously. The Voice, which is a UNWF agenda to steal assets, heritage laws, thousands of immigrants coming to Australia, 12 mortgage interest rate rises in 12 months, banks closing branches, banks refusing cash withdrawals, CBDCs incoming and business refusing cash, carbon tracking, CommBank already reports how many trees you killed with your consumption, LBGTXYZ encouraged in schools, Marxist indoctrination of school children, Albo giving our taxes to foreign countries, hyperinflation, at least 2 Moderna facilities built in Australia, push to empower the WHO to have control over future pandemics in our country, councils refusing consultation with the public, so you can't even ring the council now and start complaining about something, they won't consult with the public at all, no tax nor power cuts even though we profit from resources being sold overseas, the government does not want to consult with us, re, any of this because they no longer answer to us. We are no longer a sovereign country. We no longer matter to them. And that's in response to Bernie's tweets. WF, Klaus Schwab and Biden 2016. The middle classes are holding back the fourth industrial revolution. Keep going, middle class. The poor can be bribed, the elites stand to gain, but the ordinary person will need to be forced against their will, exactly as planned. Let's listen.
To our discussion, which we had at dinner 2 days ago, the fourth industrial revolution has one big challenge. It is the holding out of the middle class. To our discussion, which...
Okay, Biden looks like he's falling asleep here, and Klaus, you can go and get yourself stuffed. Seriously? Really stuffed. Oh, keep holding out, middle class. Wendy Patterson said Hunter Biden paid victim 1, a hooker from California that he flew over on state lines to Washington 5 times, $44,000, and there is an SAR report on it. Hunter claimed her on his taxes as his paralegal. That must be what Epstein did, claiming that they were his lawyers. Okay. He claimed she was his paralegal, but the airline tickets and sex photos Hunter took proved she was a hooker. Hunter also wrote off what he called a golf club membership, but upon further investigation, the IRS detectives learned that it was a sex club and not a golf club. Oh dear. Zeke Arkham said, can anyone help me make sense of this? So I can make a rap album where I call black women degrading names, get them to call themselves degrading names, openly discuss killing other black men, openly discuss selling drugs in black neighbourhoods, and promote a degenerate lifestyle, and you won't hear a peep from the left. Jason Aldean makes a song condemning the BLM riots, which were responsible for more death and destruction than 1/6, and they're all ready to get the village mob going. I need to understand this thought process. By the way, his song is really good. Look up Jason Aldean. His song is really, really good. And it is about BLM. He says, come try it in the country, mate. Not in those words. I'm paraphrasing here. He doesn't say mate, but just go and try it in the country. Joey Manorino said that Joe Biden, the media shows us, is not the Joe Biden that world leaders see when he visits them. He slurs his speech, he shuffles his feet, he yells. Insiders even say he drools at times. And just now at the White House, he practically nodded out while babbling something unintelligible to Israel President Herzog. I say this not to be cruel, but to point out that this man represents us, and it's not a good representation. We've all seen the looks on world leaders' faces as Biden mangles speech or shambles off in the wrong direction. Sometimes they laugh, sometimes they stare in disbelief, sometimes they just nod in confusion. It's sad. Not for Joe Biden, who's getting everything he wants. It's sad for us, the American people, who are being disrespected and disgraced by this so-called president. And no matter which team you play for, if you have any self-respect left at all, that should matter to you. It does to me. I mean, I'm not even in your country, guys. And it matters to me, and I feel the same way about our stupid Prime Minister. Sean Spicer said, White Coke update. Journalist S. Katz Keating says tells Steve Crack that not only do this... Hang on, Steve Crack? Crack? I'm sorry. That not only do the Secret Service know whose fingerprints are on the Coke, but I know whose prints are on the packet. She says more reporting is forthcoming, and while the White House wants this to go away, it won't. So something big's about to happen. And people are talking about Michelle Obama again, coming back in and having a go. Australian News said, breaking, Australian people have spoken on the Voice to Parliament. A whopping 79% will vote no to the Voice compared to 21% of respondents who will vote yes. How do you feel about... I feel great about that. Show the poll. Ooh. They're going to lose, but they're going to try and push it in anyway. Watch what happens. Rukshan Fernando said, I'm a free speech absolutist, so in principle I have no issue with books teaching children about sexual education. Sorry, I do. I disagree with this guy on this subject. I think it's an important part of growing up, and ultimately it should be parents making informed decisions about how they do this. Sometimes this will happen with sexual education classes in school at an appropriate age. I don't believe that schools should be teaching children sex at all. Even then, parents should be able to opt their children out if they believe the material is inappropriate for their child, which I would be doing. However, books marketed toward children in stores and public libraries need to be age appropriate and correctly presented. Sex education books for children should be educating children and not a guide on how to experiment and perform sexual acts for pleasure. So if you're so inclined as a parent to want your children at 8 years of age to be versed in how to perform acts for pleasure, then that's a whole other can of worms. That frankly raises many red flags. Are you ready for what they were selling in Big W? This is what they were selling in Big W to kids. I'm disgusted. Absolutely disgusted at all of this. And Geoloft tagged me in this. Odessa port has been targeted by Russia, apparently. World News 24 said to take this with a grain of salt. I don't know 100% because I haven't seen anything on it other than this. Russian Defense Military, MOD, Russian Defense Ministry report on the progress of special military operation, 19th of July 2023. English voiced, Russia, Black Sea. The armed forces of the Russian Federation carried out a group strike with sea and air-based precision weapons against military industry facilities, fuel infrastructure and ammunition depots of the Ukraine armed forces close to Odessa, and also against enemy Kanatovo air base of the Ukrainian Air Force. Okay. How long does this go for? 6 minutes. Hang on, well, I'll get a little gist of it.
The armed forces of the Russian Federation carried out a group strike with sea and air-based precision weapons against military industry facilities, fuel infrastructure and ammunition depots of the Ukrainian armed forces close to Odessa, and also against Kanatovo air base of the Ukrainian Air Force in Kirovograd region. All the assigned targets have been neutralized. The goal of the attack has been reached. In the Kupiansk direction, units of the Zapad group of forces continue successful offensive operations.
I'm not going to play the whole lot. What I will do is I will retweet it, but there's more on this, okay? So, so I'm already tagged in it. I'll retweet it anyway. And Geolof said, sonic missiles launched from Russian Navy in Sevastopol, I hope I said that right, towards port in Odessa. It sure looks good. I mean, looks real. Not looks good, but I mean, looks real. That might actually look good, depending on which side we're on. That was a slip of the tongue. But anyway, I meant saying that in the first place. Oh, it looks good. And then I went, oh, just for YouTube, right? Depending on which side you're on. A small compilation of the shelling in Odessa port region, Ukraine, by Russian drone, Russian aircraft and Navy ship launched. That looks like fireworks. Did that look like fireworks to anyone?
Охуеть! Вот это снял, блядь! Говорит, охуеть!
I feel sorry for the people in Ukraine. Like the normal people, you know. Wow. I don't know whether this is... I don't know whether it's real or not. Honestly, that's what I'm all I can say about it. So, yeah. Wyatt said, we sit here outraged at the abuse of the law, as if this has anything to do with the law. This is a gang of criminals trying to stay out of jail. If it's easier to smear, arrest, or do to Donald Trump what they did to JFK, that's what they do. That's what they'll do. If they need to start a civil war or world war to stay out of jail, they're going to do that too. These are not good people. They'll destroy the country if it means they can rule the ashes. Let's stop pretending it's anything other than that. They're desperate right now, so... when they're desperate, they're at their most dangerous, okay? Just be aware of everything, see something, say something. I don't know who to trust anymore. Shit. Kate said, I guess we shouldn't be surprised to hear that Linda Burney will not debate the Indigenous voice to Parliament with Jacinta Price because Burney claims this is about Australians, not politicians. Well, no, it isn't about Australians at all, and if Linda Burney was really committed, she would take the opportunity to debate the merits of the Yes case because that is what she is promoting. But of course, it's much easier reading off a cheat sheet in front of your sympathetic audience than debating the pros and cons with your opponent. Well, it should be debated. It is Australians' money. So it should be debated. People should hear both sides and make up their own minds. Ruxan Fernando said, I'm hearing a certain book aimed at grooming children has become very, very popular amongst the groomer community in Australia. Since the book was removed from physical stores due to objections from mainstream Australia, offended groomers have spent all their money and time acquiring copies of the book online. and in the process spared the general public of being overly exposed to their groomer fetish. So it's been removed now from shelves. Rument said, this is what it's all about. Okay, let's have a look at this. From NIAA documents obtained under FOIA, which is the NIAA is the group that are already supposed to help Aboriginals in Australia with $364 billion a year given to them, right? So this is the documents. Aboriginals to pay only 50% the rate of income tax. Aboriginal groups will have ownership of beaches and national parks, and non-Aboriginal people will be charged to use them. 10% of all judges, magistrates, police officers, ADF officers, vice-chancellors and ambassadors to be Aboriginal. No entry tests and no fees for Aboriginals going to university. 50% discount for Aboriginals attending sports and music events on public land. Aboriginals to have first claim on all public housing in Australia. I have a problem with that. And I'll tell you why. When I lived down at Lithgow, there was an Aboriginal girl with a couple of children who got given a house, a townhouse, a brand new townhouse to live in. And she had a fire in the lounge room on the floor and burnt the place down. So they do, you know, they make their little fires, but she did it inside the house. And it's not because she didn't know what she was doing. She knew what she was doing. And then she demanded a new house. So they pretty much do get that. Reduced age of eligibility for the age pensioners for Aboriginals. Rivers, streams and beaches to be owned by relevant Aboriginal tribes. Water consumption will be charged to non-Aboriginals as per mining royalties on native title. All new liquor licences to be vetted by The Voice. The Voice will be the same size and will have the same budget as the Department of Prime Minister and Cabinet. And we're supposed to pay for this? Exclusive sovereignty for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people all over all land and waters, which will be run by the UN. Create a new Aboriginal state from land under native title with its own constitution. That'll be like the City of London, Washington DC and the Vatican. They have their own rules. Okay? A treaty or treaties recognised in the Australian Constitution, racially exclusive, designated seats in Parliament reserved only for Aboriginals. Aboriginals to receive a fixed percentage of all Aboriginal gross national product. Aboriginals to be exempted from paying land tax. Okay, make it for everyone, please. Please, just do that. Funding for the Voice to Parliament to be generated from percentages of land and water taxes. They can get stuffed. Funding for Aboriginal bodies and programs to be linked to reparations for theft of land. In other words, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. Creation of Black Parliament. A race-based rent tax from an open checkbook. A race-based inherent rights for Aboriginal people in the Australian Constitution. Renaming of cities, towns and landmarks after Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. They're doing that already. The creation of sovereign wealth exclusively for Aboriginals. Australian taxpayers to fund the preservation of Aboriginal languages. How many languages are there? How many Aboriginal languages are there? Anyone know? Changing the Australian flag because it symbolises the injustices of colonisation. Look, at this point, I'm willing to just, let's tear everything down, leave them here and go back to where we all came from. This is insane. Okay, tearing down the statues of white explorers sounds like the US. Enshrining Aboriginal traditional ways of life in the Constitution. Except they want to change our Constitution. Imagine in America if they did this. Wanted to change a Constitution because someone has a different colour skin than you. Oh my God. Kelly, I see dumb people. Oh, I love that name. Anthony Albanese has publicly revealed what is clearly a deepening personal frustration over where the Voice referendum is heading. In an interview with 2GB radio host Ben Ford on Wednesday morning, the Prime Minister allowed himself to become audibly vexed and abrasive by the questioning. At one point, he accused the host of reading off the no pamphlet before denying he'd levelled such a charge, triggering an on-air squabble. And I'm not sure if I've actually got that on-air squabble on here, but it was funny. The fourth musketeer said, "You have worms." See what happens when you get a certain paste, right? And at first, there's not a whole lot happening. But this medication works slowly by paralysing the parasites, so as time goes on, you see they start to spasm. Then eventually, they just stop. And moving on, sadly, our little friends are no longer alive. And you probably poop them out the other end. Ivermectin does that. For animals and for people. Vincent Kennedy said, "We're right about here." Okay, we're right about here, right? There we are. That's where we're at the moment. We're waiting for that. The rest of it. Let's have a little look. Go back. Let's have a look. There's music in it, so I can't play it. Hang on. I can't play it. Let's see it from this angle, okay? This is where we are right now. We're waiting for the drop. Let's go, Brandon. Come on. I don't know. If people aren't awake now, I don't know what to say. I said that years ago. Vincent Kennedy said, "Feeling the same way since I started. Plus 0 PMS symptoms." Okay, let's have a listen.
2 weeks on the carnivore diet, and I wanted to give you guys an update. Just my own personal journey. I have probably totally different issues and things and body makeup of a lot of people, so who knows if this happens for everybody. Number one is mood. I am so happy. I noticed this in week 1. I still feel it. It's like a baseline happy contentment that I haven't felt. I can't remember when I felt this way. Number 2, men, close your ears. I had 0 PMS symptoms, which I actually, since having kids and since COVID, it's been like crazy. I had 0 to the point where I was like, there's no way I'm pregnant, right? Because I just didn't feel it coming on like I normally do. I'm becoming more muscular. I have always worked out a lot. I'm still working out a lot. I feel very strong, but I'm becoming more muscular. I'm taking in a lot of protein. I told you guys that my cellulite was going away in the last video, and that's still happening. You know the kind of cellulite on your thighs that when you sit down on a chair, no matter what, like a little bit
Dimples.
shows. I know some people have that. I had that. That is basically like 90 to 95% gone. My husband is also doing the diet, and he is literally glowing. He looks very svelte and glowing. I have been sleeping like a rock, and a couple of nights I also had sleep disturbances with the kids. Like I had to go check on the kids a couple of times in the middle of the night, and I still felt great the next day and had amazing sleep scores. I'm also really enjoying my meals. There's something about them deeply satisfying and enjoyable. The biggest challenge at the moment would be like getting used to the diet, shopping for the diet, budgeting, so I'm not buying like an expensive ribeye every time I want to eat, which I'm getting there. It's only been 2 weeks, Let me know if you have any questions. Again, this is just my personal experience, but it is interesting to document and see how.
Okay, I was doing a carnivore diet, so mainly, well, not completely carnivore, but mainly eating meat. And that helped me to start recovering as well. At the moment, I can't afford to do it because, Jesus, meat's just so much. But I do buy a lot of meat, and I make sure I eat meat every day. So, because I think it's the carbs and things that are the worst for us, to be honest. So things like pasta, breads, things like that, and anything processed we should not be eating at all. I think that's how they make us sick. Vincent Kennedy said, since becoming human, what? Since becoming human, I've tried many different things as far as eating, dieting. Found many benefits from fasting, helped me understand the digestive system. However, the carnivore diet has been the red pill of all diets for me. So much we've been lied to about. Paul D said I can vouch for this after several years of doing it. Huge physical and mental improvements. I would never go back to a carb-heavy diet. So honestly, I am behind this. In fact, I've got beef bone broth cooking. It's been cooking for 2 days, and by this afternoon, I should be able to drink some. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. Ultra MJ Truth said there's a wide-ranging coordinated effort to sabotage the sound of freedom in movie theatres. The reports won't stop coming in from people all over social media. Non-stop complaints from people all across the country. No water pressure in restrooms. A narrator over the film. Film distorted or volume is too low. Restarting the movie. Music playing during the movie. Lights left on during the movie. The HVAC doesn't work. Film won't upload. Film restarts. Fire alarms going off, and on and on and on. Sounds like the 2020 election. They really don't want this thing to be shown, do they?
And I was like super curious, so I came to see it, and the lights didn't turn off for the first 10 minutes. And also there was like a voiceover, like a narrator for blind people.
In a bathroom, Tim regards himself in a mirror. He splashes water on his face. In daylight, Tim enters the sunny foyer of a home. A young girl throws her arms around him. A blonde woman approaches. At a table, Tim sits with the girl and 4 boys.
Okay, everybody, come on. You gotta clear your face now. We're gonna be late. Let's go. Come on.
The children leave. The woman sits with Tim. Without looking, he puts his hand on the table. She rubs it.
Are you okay?
He meets her gaze. In an office, Tim faces the closed blinds of a window. He puts his hands on his hips.
What the hell are they doing? Seriously, I'm going to retweet that for anyone who wants to watch the whole thing. That is insane. Sound of Freedom movie glitch at theatre told us they can't fix it. Funny, because all the other theatres were running properly at that time.
Behind him, a balding man at a desk, Bryant, eyes him.
Come on, Tim. What's going on?
That's ridiculous. What are they doing? Jeez, they really don't want that movie to be seen, do they? Defans the Memes said if Jack Smith told the truth when announcing new charges against Trump, you ready for this?
On orders of the Biden administration, I have decided to push more charges in front of a biased grand jury, which will indict Donald J. Trump for his completely legal...
Oh, come on, man.
Orders of the Biden administration, I have decided to push more charges in front of a biased grand jury, which will indict Donald J. Trump for his completely legal actions on January 6th. They promised me more crack and that Hunter Biden would personally deliver it. I'm coming for you next, dear viewer. I won't ever stop until every conservative is behind bars in a gulag. On orders of the Biden administration...
Okay, that was someone's just voiced over, okay, for him. It wasn't what he actually said. You could tell by his mouth moving that that's not, Jack Smith. I am the law now. Oh, my God. Vincent Kennedy says, makes sense. What's really going on in Hollywood? Let's have a little listen. What's going on in Hollywood? Oh.
Hollywood is completely closed for business. Members of the Screen Actors Guild voted to go on strike.
So I have a theory. These actors are going on strike, right? Because they're claiming that the industry is using AI and they're not actually getting paid and they're just getting a body scan of their looks and they're using that for film. But what if this is bullshit? What if a bunch of videos about these actors doing horrible deeds are about to start coming out? So they do this little strike claiming that people are using AI of them in film without their permission. So when all these videos of them doing things that are not so okay with society, they can claim that it's not them. It's just AI.
That is a pretty good thought, actually.
Hollywood is...
Okay, Illuminati bot says something big is coming 2 days ago. It is. We're just waiting for the, that drop on the roller coaster. That's all we're waiting for. And then hang on for the ride. Vincent Kennedy said, hope they didn't keep any flies there. And Dennis said, Pfizer building was destroyed today by a tornado about 40 minutes from where I live. It happened in Rocky Mount, NC. 50,000 pallets of medicine destroyed. I wonder if any of it had mRNA as an ingredient. Maybe we can include the these buildings, as in, you know, when I was stating the other day what is going to disappear, you know, like the Opera House and, you know, the White House and all them. Maybe they're going to do the same thing to these factories. Pauline Hanson said people in China are spending nearly $8 million a day snapping up Australian property. Vastly more buyers from anywhere else in the world, new figures reveal. But the true level of real estate purchased by foreigners is likely much higher, a leading expert claims. That's why we can't afford to buy houses anymore. Shell said, my daughter is registering her kids for school and I'm taking a parent handbook with me for staff to sign. No smutty books allowed, no gender studies allowed, no other flag except the US flag in school, no secrets kept from parents, no non-binary restrooms, no drag queens on campus allowed, much more. I'm making them sign it. F their student handbook, my kids, my rules. Don't like it, you don't need my kids in your school, nor do you need the funding they provide. It's my turn, bitches, and I'm taking my power back. You should too. That's a good way to do it. Or pull your kids out of school. It's probably better that way. Homeschooling, really. I really believe homeschooling's the way to go. Kanaka the Great said thread, in 2016, Democrats, Hollywood celebrities and corporate news outlets urged electors to vote against President-elect Donald Trump. Lawrence Lessig's article in the Washington Post on November 26, 2016 argued that Republican electors had the constitutional right and duty to switch their votes from Trump to Hillary Clinton. This sparked a movement supported by figures like Michael Moore, John Podesta, Keith Olbermann, Rosie O'Donnell and several Hollywood celebrities. While they only convinced a few electors, it's important to recognise the double standard of justice in the treatment of Democrats and Republicans when objecting to elections. The Constitution lets the Electoral College choose the winner. They should choose Clinton? God help us, where would we be? Liberal activists like Chris Hayes, Norm Eisen, Lawrence Tribe and George Taki, I can't say his name properly, urged electors to vote against President-elect Donald Trump in 2016. Chris Hayes said, fun fact, states decide how to apportion their electors. They could give them all to, say, whichever candidate won the majority of counties. Norm Eason says exactly, have been telling this to reporters for the last 24 hours. Electors cannot choose a man who will violate oath. These people, we know who they are now, don't we? If there was interference on the play, you don't count the touchdown. Russia meddled in our election, says the CIA. Electors, do your jobs. And Lawrence Tribe said all it will take is just 12%, a bit over 1 in 10 of the 306 Trump electors to vote against a walking, talking, impeachable offence. These people make me sick. Liberal activists like Mark Ruffalo, Rosie O'Donnell, Neera Tanden and Pink urged electors to flip their votes from Donald Trump to Hillary Clinton in 2016. Mark Ruffalo said, wake up America, you're being had by the Trump. Oh, God. Neera said, I'm pretty sure that the electors were created to stop a madman from becoming president. Rosie said, now is the time for all good electors to come to the aid of their country. And Pink said, electoral college electors, electoral college make Hillary Clinton president on December the 19th. Well, sucko, because it didn't happen. Chris Hayes and Michael Moore pushed for electors to block President-elect Trump from becoming president on MSNBC. They think electors should be persuaded to part with their pledges and vote against Donald Trump. Yes, they absolutely should do that, he says. I hate this man.
I think there are people who are pushing very hard who think that because of some of the constitutional perils of the Emoluments Clause, because of the popular vote margin, because of a fundamental, they think, threat to liberal democracy, that electors should be persuaded and pressured on Monday to part with what their pledge is and vote against Donald Trump.
Yes, they absolutely should do that. Absolutely. I believe right now that there are electors. They only need 38 of them who have a conscience or who are worried about a man who won't attend the daily security briefings, who we now know Russia was trying to help get elected. I mean, can you imagine if you or I had been running for office and they showed...
There's something about that man, Michael Moore. I don't know if he's a pedo. I don't know. To me, I think he might be. Kanoka the Great said in an open letter posted on his Facebook account, Michael Moore pledged to cover the fines of electors if they voted against President-elect Donald Trump. Well, he's hiding something very, very large here. Harvard Law professor Lawrence Lessig extended an offer to provide free legal services. The Daily Beast, it's not too late for electors to change history. Slate said, will enough electors go rogue to stop Trump? Vox said, let conscientious electors do their job. Time magazine said electors against Trump are faithful, not faithless. They're faithful to each other and the group that they're in that we aren't. Liberal celebrities like Martin Sheen and Moby released a video begging electors to be heroes by voting against President-elect Donald Trump. There's another couple of people. Our founding fathers built the electoral college to safeguard the American people from the dangers of a demagogue, Sheen explained. Martin Sheen, you can go.
Republican members of the Electoral College, this message is for you. As you know, our founding fathers...
Has anyone listened to actors anymore? Like, seriously, did they ever listen to them in the first place? Democrats have objected to certifying Electoral College wins for the president contestants of 2000, 2004 and 2016. They've objected, okay, to certifying Electoral College wins. But Donald Trump's not allowed to do that. In 2004, Senator Barbara Boxer, DCA, joined Rep. Stephanie Tubbs Jones, D. Ohio, in objecting to President Bush's electoral win in Ohio, noting issues and discrepancies with voting machines among other irregularities. We have the legitimacy of our elections challenged, rightly or wrongly, by people who are not certain as to whether our processes are fair and just, Senator Obama said. As we look at our election system, I think it's fair to say that there are many legitimate questions about its accuracy, about its integrity, and they're not confined to the state of Ohio, Senator Clinton said. Remember that Democrats objected to the last 3 presidential contestants won by Republicans as the justice system is weaponized against Donald Trump and his supporters? Yeah. But Donald Trump's not allowed to say anything. Is that the end of that one? It looks like that is the end of it. I'm on a tweet. I've got to be in the bookmarks. There we are. So there's a lot of stars that look quite desperate, actually. Quite desperate to stop Trump. Even doing, they're panicking. The Aussie Hun said Kiwi Greens announced policy to return stolen land, including private property. Green Party co-leader Marama Davidson, she was part of the lynch mob who attacked the Posey Parker and other women at Let Women Speak New Zealand, said the time is now to be bold and make historical redress. Oh, shivers. The Aotearoa we know today has been built off Maori land, much of which was wrongly taken through the breaches of Tiriti o Waitangi, the Treaty of Waitangi, over the last 183 years. I'm so sorry if I'm saying that wrong. The signing of the treaty by Maori chiefs and the British Crown in 1840 was followed by widespread land confiscation by settlers in contravention of the document. Recent governments have attempted to atone through the establishment of the Watang Tribunal in 1975, which makes recommendations on claims brought by Maori tribes. Colonial land theft has caused severe disconnection and locked Wanu families in poverty, and this has fed ongoing inequities for Maori within the health, education and justice system. Returning land to Tangata Whenua, the people of the land, is the right thing to do to begin to address these inequities. The policy's success would depend on the party's fortunes at the New Zealand election October the 14th, as they would need a Labor government to emerge over the right bloc of National and ACT. So it's a radical election plan to return style. It's radical, all right. Sounds like rules for radicals. Maori and Aboriginal people have a vendetta against us. I don't think necessarily that they have the vendetta. It's the inner city elite people that have the vendetta, who call themselves Aboriginal, but are they really? DC Drano says dozens of people were murdered, hundreds of cops were injured, and billions of dollars in property damage were committed by BLM and Antifa rioters in the summer of 2020. Leftists don't want you to focus on that. Instead, they bring up a murder from 100 years ago committed by, wait for it, Democrats. They know Jason Aldean's new music video is powerful and they don't want people watching it. It's in response to Ashton Pittman, who said Jason Aldean shot this at a site where a white lynch mob strung Henry Choate up at the Maury County Courthouse in Columbia, Tennessee, after dragging his body through the streets with a car in 1927. That was the Democrats. That's where Aldean chose to sing about the murdering people and who don't respect police. Mate, it's a good video, I'm telling you. You got to watch this, guys. It's country music. It's bloody good. Rachel Alexander said, well, talked to an extremely reputable person today who used to be heavily involved in democratic policies in Chicago years ago. He was visiting an election official's office in 1981 and asked him about all the boxes stacked up in the office. The official told him it was in case they needed to put someone over the top during an election. When? 1981. So if there's that type of fraud clearly happening in Chicago in 81, does anyone really think that kind of thing hasn't finally stretched to Arizona? Not accusing these two of it. I tend to think they are merely being fooled and used by the left. But I'd definitely love to hear what Stephen Poorer and Garrett Archer have to say about that. Wow. Yeah. There you go. So it was happening back in 1981. Imagine it now with all the technology. Senator Gerard Rennick said how many more people have to be injured before authorities wake up to themselves. Dingoes are nothing more than wild dogs. They're not a native animal. It's estimated they came to Australia no more than 4,000, 8,000 years ago with humans and contributed to the demise of the megafauna. Like any feral pest, they should not be allowed to run wild, especially on a small island with limited food sources. It's actually cruel to the dogs to allow them to breed in a location with limited access to food. Of course they'll attack humans if they're hungry. And that's in response to tourists and residents on Fraser Island are being advised to carry sticks to protect themselves after a woman was bitten over 30 times by a pack of wild dingoes. So there you go. Australians need arms, I'm telling you. Not only do we have bush pigs, which used to be a slur for people who, women who were, I don't know. It used to be a slur for women, but not only do we have bush pigs, we have dingoes, we have kangaroos that get territorial sometimes, and now we've apparently got camels through Australia, which were brought in as well. But yeah, you got a few hungry dogs there. What do you think they're going to do? Look how skinny they are. Yep, it's a little bite, that one. She got bit on the bum. Oh dear. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but I mean, I'm just laughing because the first bite was on the bum. Jack Straw said, reminder, Q is a United States military operation. Not a single person, but a team of high-ranking persons with that level of security clearance executing operations that have been planned for many years. The plan. Some of the objectives are a massive information dissemination program meant to expose massive global corruption and conspiracy to the people, plus cause the people to research further to aid further in their awakening, root out corruption, fraud and human rights violations worldwide, return the Republic of the United States to the constitutional rule of law, and also return the people worldwide to their own rule. In short, the operation is the greatest criminal sting and anti-treason sedition event in world history. That's what that was about. That's what this was about. And I could go and I could show you so much. Where is it? It's disappeared. Oh, there it is. I could show you so much. There's so much information in here. And all it takes is for someone to come in here, turn the little arrow upside down and start from the beginning. 29th of October, 2017. Wyatt says Sound of Freedom is working. I have normie friends who haven't even seen the movie yet talking about child trafficking, hashtagging God's children are not for sale on their social media accounts. In fact, I had 3 friends earlier today that are not into politics at all ask why the hell the media keeps saying it's right-wing QAnon trash. They were mind blown. One wrote, paranoid people move in paranoid ways. They're getting it. Paranoid people are calling it, it's a cute conspiracy. Oh, it's not. Starchild 2020 said, letter from daughter school. They are introducing lockdown procedures for an unpredicted event and will be running practice drills. Procedures involve locking kids in school and cutting off all phone access to the school. I have questions. Anyone else's school doing this? Where's this from? I believe it's from England. I think it's in England. Where is it? It's the UK. South Wales. Jesus. Here's an extract. What's this? Some examples of events which may cause the school to follow lockdown procedures include an incident or disturbance in the local community, an intruder on school site, a warning being received regarding a risk occurring locally such as air pollution, smoke, fume, gas cloud, a major fire in the vicinity of a school site, a bomb scare, a dangerous dog or other animals roaming loose, extreme weather events, and what's this blacked out for? During lockdown, it will not be possible for school staff to answer external calls and it will not be possible to enter or leave school as all external doors will be locked. Homeschool. The only way. I'd be worried if a school did this to my child. I really would be. DOQ said if you made it on the list below, it's because you have a big ass following. You back Trump, but yet you won't acknowledge or interact with Anons. Are we on the same team? Trump is dropping... Ooh, and you... Trump's dropping the drops and you just ignore them. How about we all work together going forward unless I'm missing something? Jack Posobiec, Cernovich, Ben Shapiro, DC Drano, Mike Lindell, Alex Brewis-Witz, Zeb Gorka, ALX. Interesting. Snarkish Dano said, quick question. Anyone else struggling with memory in the past couple of months? Names don't come to mind quickly, forget what you're going to do next, etc. I've been really struggling since I got back home and was wondering if any of you have been fighting the same. I have too, but mine's more self-induced memory loss. With head injuries as well. I mean, what do you do? But honestly, I'd start eating meat. Clear your mind. If you have brain fog, struggling with eat meat, more meat. Make your diet majority meat. You'll lose weight. You'll gain muscle. You'll feel better. Your head will clear. You'll be able to think clearly. A lot of things will start going right, I tell you. Honestly. People should try it. And it's a bit hard at the moment because meat is so expensive. They did that on purpose. Polybard said, okay, so we're all adults. We know how this shit works. Daniel Andrews has clearly cancelled the Commonwealth Games to create a media fuss to keep an even bigger disaster we don't know about out of the media cycle. What is it? How many people think that is actually what happened? He's about to transition and be known as Daniela. Oh my God. Now he's in there to create chaos and move on, I believe that. Brian Cates, political columnist and pundit, maybe, understand what happened there. 9/11 wasn't really about a small Middle Eastern terror group cleverly pulling off a surprise attack. It was the MIC covering its ass after patriots forced this reluctant disclosure to the US Congress. They'll crash a passenger jet with 190 people on board to kill one particular person. They'll engineer a 911 to attack and take down the Twin Towers and crash the plane into a field in PA to hide the fact they needed to destroy evidence of a staggering fraud stealing trillions from the taxpayers. That's why they hit the Pentagon. Stop telling yourself this is this same Satan-worshipping cult that runs much of the Western world with their trillions in combined and stolen wealth would not try to reduce the population with a fake pandemic to trick millions of people into taking a very harmful experimental gene therapy disguised as a jab. And stop telling yourself they don't rig and steal elections to keep the nefarious agenda moving forward, and that they're not currently embarked on a very rapid program of sexualising your children. Wake up. When you realise the truth about what they've lied to you about in the past, shaping your worldview from inside an illusionary matrix of false propaganda, you'll begin to see the truth about what they're lying to you about today. Like their new forever war in Ukraine. And he's also put an Illuminati bot in here who said on September the 10th, the day before 9/11, Rumsfeld said $2.3 trillion went missing from the military budget. The next day, a passenger jet cruise missile hit the budget's analyst's office at the Pentagon, where they were investigating what happened to the missing trillions. So if they're not above doing that just to cover up, imagine what they'll do now. The whole world is involved. Premod said, good news, Big W have announced they'll be removing all physical copies of the book Welcome to Sex from stores. But I'm appalled to hear that the workers at Big W across the country are being abused. It's not it's not them. While I certainly understand the disgust and anger from some people are feeling it has nothing to do with the staff, please contact the head office. Do not go at the staff. That's also another problem with these big corporations. It's never the decision makers that are held accountable. It's always the mums and dads on the front line doing their job. Direct all that energy into something positive that gets the same result. Contact head office. I mean, email, ring, so that they have nothing else to do in the day but phone calls and emails. And Il Donaldo Trumpo said impeach Joe Biden.
Now, that's only the stuff they found. There's a lot of other things, and there'll be some things that you never find, but there's a lot of other things. So he's getting millions of dollars illegally from China, and then you say, hey, they impeached me over a phone call that was perfect. Why aren't they impeaching Biden for receiving tens of millions of dollars? Why isn't he under impeachment? Now, that's only the stuff they found.
I love that man. Can you tell? I've put a few videos of him in here. Il Donaldo Trumpo said, I want to stop people from getting killed.
Okay, you have said very boldly you could end this Ukrainian-Russia war in 24 hours.
Yeah.
How?
So I know Zelensky very well because he was very honorable with the fake phone call, impeachment hoax #1. They said I made a phone call to him, and I was very threatening. I wasn't at all. I was actually very nice. I was congratulating him on a victory. But when they asked him, they said, were you threatened? He didn't even know what they were talking about. He was very honorable. He could have done grandstand. He said, yeah, I felt threatened. He didn't do that. And as you know, I get along very well with Putin. I would tell Putin, got to settle. I would tell Zelensky, you got to settle. I would tell one, you're going to load up with money. I'd tell the other, you're not going to get any money. I would get a settlement in 24 hours. Now, it should have never happened. You have thousands, hundreds of thousands of dead people right now, hundreds of thousands. You have cities that are obliterated. I don't know if you've ever seen the cities after they finish with the rockets. You have cities with no building standing. It looks like just a demolition zone. It's so horrible.
Sad.
And and then they'll say 2 people were hurt. No, hundreds of people and thousands of people were killed. You're going to find out when this whole thing is over that the number of people killed is far greater than they tell you. They're not telling you the truth. Many, many thousands, hundreds of thousands of people are dying. These cities are being obliterated. And basically they say, what's your stance? Are you for Russia or are you for... I'm for one thing very simple. I want to stop people from getting killed, and I'll have it stopped fast.
Get him in, watch everything improve.
You have said very...
Il Donaldo Trumpo said 2024 is the final battle and we will win.
People that came into our country illegally, and we're losing our country and we're losing the spirit of our country. But I will tell you, make America great again and MAGA and America first and all of these things that we talk about. There's never been more spirit. Look at this crowd. There's never been more spirit than we have right now. 2024. People that came into our country. I got the letter on Sunday night. Think of it. I don't think they've ever sent a letter on Sunday night. And they're in a rush because they want to interfere. It's interference with the election. It's election interference. Never been done like this in the history of our country, and it's a disgrace. What's happening to our country, whether the letter on Sunday night, think of it. I don't think they've ever sent a letter on Sunday night. And they're in or the elections or kinds of things like this where the DOJ has become a weapon for the Democrats, an absolute weapon. And it seems that every time my polls, we're leading by a lot. And we're leading by a lot in a place called Iowa, a lot. And not only with the Republicans, but we're leading against Biden by a tremendous amount. They haven't seen anything like it. And they feel, I guess, they want to try and demean and diminish and frighten people, but they don't frighten us because we're going to make America great again. That's all there is. We're going to make our country. I got the letter on Sunday. I know your pain. I know you're hurt. We had an election that was stolen from us. It was a landslide election, and everyone knows it, especially the other side. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened, where they could take it away from all of us, from me, from you, from our country. This was a fraudulent election, but we can't play into the hands of these people. We have to have peace. So go home. We love you. You're very special. You've seen what happens. You see the way others are treated that are so bad and so evil. I know how you feel. But go home and go home in peace. From the earliest days of our republic, every generation has been called to defend America. Every day you defend our values, and you never yield, and you never will yield to the radical left. Today, the greatest threat is the sick, sinister, and evil forces trying to destroy our nation from within. But as I stand here tonight, I know that the young conservative warriors, and you are warriors of Turning Point, you are the ones who are going to take back America. You are the ones who are going to make America great again. Hello, everybody. I'm looking forward to an incredible town hall in beautiful Cedar Rapids, Iowa, with Sean Hannity. What a great guy. We'll be taking questions from Iowa caucus goers, talking about how we're going to end Joe Biden's inflation nightmare, stop the invasion of our southern border, defend our farmers, crush the deep state, and prevent World War III, because that's where we're headed. The war with Russia, Ukraine would never have happened. China would not be talking about Taiwan. They wouldn't be talking about it. They never did, and they are now. Bad things are happening for our country. We are really heading into possibly World War III. We have to make a change, and it has to be done fast. We have a man who's grossly incompetent as our president, and also the most corrupt president we've ever had. I hope you'll tune in, because we're going to have a great time. Thank you very much. It's all bullshit, okay? They know it. They rigged the presidential election of 2020. We're not going to allow them to rig the presidential election of 2024. And it's all bullshit, okay? They know it.
I just realised, guys, I am so sorry. Okay, what was the last... I gotcha, hang on a sec. Hello? Yeah, I had no sound. I had to mute the microphone to blow my nose. So when was the last... the last... Oh, really? For the last 5 minutes? Oh, all I was saying was I love Trump anyway. Oh, okay. So, thank you. Bye, Alex. Okay, Alex just told me, and I knew as soon as my phone started ringing, that my microphone's been off for the last 5 minutes. All I was saying during the Trump clips was I love him. He's a great man. Sorry, guys. I probably lost half my viewers because the sound went off. Okay, and I was trying to look on here as for any more stories, and I was laughing at this girl here with a blue check mark saying, pro tip, see all those stupid trolls with blue checks? Block them. She's got one herself. And that's why I was going, because she looks like, I don't know, look at her. One eye shut, the other eye open. You're normally on something when that happens. Then I was going through these to see if I could find any more stories today, because I think the last time I looked and bookmarked anything was yesterday. And Gunther Eagleman said, impeach the MFer. I'm sure he's talking about Biden. What the hell? Andy Knows said the county where Portland ore is spent over $84,000 on fentanyl smoking supplies. Multico Health also purchased a guide on how to get high by putting drugs up your bum. God, some people are nuts, including me for not turning my sound back on after blowing my nose. George Papadopoulos said Disney's in trouble. Why? What's going on? Woke Disney goes empty as Americans can't afford explosive prices. Okay, pro Twitter is wilding on Andrew Tate. I'm going to host a panel show on this. Okay. What else have we got? I think that'll do anyway. That's it with the news for this week. Sorry about the look, if this goes down anymore, you're not going to be able to see me. Hey guys. My hat's a bit big. Okay, so let's get into the comments. Sorry guys, I did not even realise I was still muted. Okay, from the beginning, which I've got over here, but as soon as I start rolling, it's going to jump. Charles, how you going? Sherry, Xenotron, how you going? Oh, my stomach's saying hello as well, by the way. Michelle App, how you going? Eyes, how you going? Darren, how you going? I've got to go from this side because this side will only go so far. Hang on a sec, guys. Darren, how you going? And Dennis Biz, how you going? Who else have we got? Kat, how you going? Deuteronomy, Darren says, Deuteronomy 22:5, a woman shall not wear anything that pertains to a man, nor shall a man put on a woman's garment. For whoever does these things is an abomination to the Lord your God. And Menacing Muskrat, how you going? Who else have we got? Okay. I'm trying to see what's going on over this side because that side won't let me go any further back. Pat, how you going? Who else have we got in here? I am Kai, how you going? And Wheezy, how you going? Good to see ya. Who else have we got in here? Okay, just checking for anyone else who's popped in. Before I come back to this side. Oh, there we go, it just jumped. So, okay. Alex said, yes, best to keep track of your own readings. They like to estimate often way higher than it should be. Oh, yeah, that bloody electricity bill. I got charged for 10 days, $400 electricity. So my 3-monthly electricity bill is going to be $3,600. I just changed providers to try and get cheaper. It turns out they're more expensive. Oh, dear. Xenotron said, you need our supply of chrome and children dig deep, we are desperate. Yeah. Darren said creepy people on that video. Not they. Oh, they need our supply of chrome. Yep. Autocorrect. Darn it. Darren said, why should we help Ukraine when it means destroying our own countries? Exactly. Xenotron said, if they didn't spend so much money on surveillance, they could fix the roads. I said, yeah, I was about to give the orders. This is fact. Yep. Dennis Biz, good morning, lovelies. Xenotron said, people will freak when they see the finger of God in the sky. Eyes, I can't wait. Dennis Biz says they're still pushing the nuclear energy, wanting it done by 2030. Well, with me, that rings alarm bells. Well, apparently nuclear energy is the cleanest energy you can get, but I still would like just, I don't know, go back to the coal and the things that got us here in the first place until we can work everything else out. But I have heard that the nuclear energy is also not the same that it used, like that what they tell us, you know, nuclear bombs and Chernobyl and all this sort of stuff, that it has a half-life of 10 years or something. They brought it back. Whatever they're using now, it's a different thing than uranium, I believe. I have to go research it again. I did research it a few years ago, but I have to do it again. Menacing Muskrat said, hello all, be in and out cooking supper. Oh, yum. Alex said, all I see is Schwabby bum on the beach. I can't take him seriously. I know. Sherry said, I may be poor, but I can't be bribed. Yeah, exactly. Kat said, Zena, you mean the plasma apocalypse? Darren said, that's the Deuteronomy that I read. Darren said, proof that God hates trans. Kat said, hi, energy is rising. Xenotron said, I feel the same about the slew of politicians that have represented Australia for decades. Alex said, does Big Mike want to run for president? Yeah, he does. She, he, okay. He does. Xenotron said, discovering your sexuality is a very private time for a person. Children should not be made to do this in public. That's what I think. Yeah, in front of their peers. Degrading and humiliating, exactly. I said, Joe Biden, long gone, and many of the elites wake up, clones, body doubles, CGI and holographic technology. Darren said, EU and Argentina has renaming our Falkland Islands. This will spark war if they continue. Obviously, they've done a deal with Argentina for our oil. Alex said they don't even hide their pedo anymore. No, they don't. They're all out there with it. Xenotron said, Alex, I heard he was. Michael the Deceiver. Pat said, great, put a whole lot of children, then teach them about sex and what the hell do they think's going to happen. Yeah. Alex said, we know that though. What I don't understand is why more people aren't speaking up about it and taking these books out of shops and libraries. And Zane said, Alex, we've been gaslighted for a while now. A lot of people are just fine with it. Either that or they're groomers. And I thought, like, I kind of thought it was normal people in the comments, but it could be bots, look. Who knows? But there were people in the comments going, why are they taking these books away? God. Xenotron said, can anyone else see why I say climate change is not about the physical weather? It's climate change through social engineering and propaganda. Yeah, they're changing the whole climate of every country. Xenotron said, Alex, no, he won't. If he does, it will be another stolen one. And Wheezy said, hello, Hev, hello, all. Xenotron said, regardless of that, world stage will not tolerate it. America will be shunned. Darren said, Moloch has his control over our leaders. Islam is preparing for their push to enslave us. Alex said, I refuse to be enslaved, slowly removing myself out of the matrix. Xenotron said, all this for less than 10% of the population. Yeah. It's because they're using the 10% of the population to try and bring in all their crap, pretty much. Darren said, Alex, there are many more Muslim migrants than we have army. Alex said, I think I've always been an outsider looking into the matrix, though. And she said also, yeah, I know, Darren, it's not so silent takeover. Darren said, the RNLI should be in jail. Pat said, Dan Andrews was in our town of Maryborough, Vic. He's cancelled games and is building houses for Indigenous tourists. Nothing for anybody else. What Indigenous tourists, Pat? From around Australia or from overseas? Like, I don't know what he's... But he's going to build nothing. He's broken Victoria. Victoria are broke. Alex said, people should be more worried when the government is quiet, lol. And Xenotron said, I've always felt like a window shopper in this world. Xenotron said, looking in at everyone doing all the stuff but not being able to be a part. Matrix rejected me from day one. Alex said, means they're trying to push things through behind our backs. I am Kai said, Xena, I know the feeling. And Alex said, yes, Xenotron. Xenotron said, Alex, as they have been doing for decades, we only find out after it's all done and dusted. Darren said, parasites, a synonym for politicians. Menacing Muskrat said, wow, wahoo po, I'll get that ride. Darren said, we've been waiting for the drop for so long that I think the ride is broken. I am Kai said, poly equals many, and ticks are bloodsuckers. So many bloodsuckers is what politician means. I said, come on, Hev, Biden's long dead. Yeah, well, whoever's playing Biden's falling asleep, mumbling and falling over. Okay? Does that help? Xenotron said, Darren, we thought it was paused, but it's broken. Alex said, it's all coming out faster than they can keep up with. Xenotron said, try to take a deep breath, plug your nose and wait for the rush. Oh, time to take a deep breath. Xenotron said, I don't trust the meat from the supermarket. We have to go back to the country butchers. I'm lucky because we've got butchers here. We still have a few butchers and I try and keep them, not that I can solely keep them going, I mean, but I shop there, so I don't buy my meat in supermarkets anymore. I buy it from a butcher. So, because I want to keep the butchers going. Alex said, did you hear about the ride the other day that got stuck upside down for over 3 hours, Darren? I used to love theme parks, but I don't think I could now. Darren said, yes, Alex, seems like a theme park incident every couple of days. Menacing Muskrat said, I think I'll join you on the beef bone broth. Good stuff. I said beef bone broth with chips, yummy. Oh, make a gravy with it. Xenotron said they're making people focus on the disruptions rather than the film. Yeah, could be a good, yeah, that's a good point, Xena. Hey Sheila, how you doing? Sherry said, I want to thank Shannon and others who offered to help me a few days ago. I was able to find yard work to make most of the money. God does answer our prayers. Thank you guys. You are wonderful people. Oh, God love you, Sherry. I'm so glad. Xenotron said, Darren, and all the train derailments, chemical factory explosions and animal cullings as well. Darren said, that's a fake video. Which one? The ones I thought were real or fake. I am Kai said they're also bioengineering versus into, the jabs into fruits and vegetables. Darren said it is what he was thinking though. Menacing Muskrat said, that's so awesome, Sherry. Yeah, I'm so happy for you, Sherry. So glad. Been praying for you, so hoping it works. Alex said, some rides must be so old, who knows how much maintenance they get. I went on a Smiler a few months before that horror crash. The ride was having trouble then. We thought it was part of the ride. Xenotron said, so how are we to explain why the AI would spend all this time making fake CP or disgusting videos? I don't know. Maybe someone's trying to program it to make it. I don't know. Xena said, directed weaponization, whether I hope it was a win for us. Xenotron said, the Fixer building. Oh, the Pfizer building. I am Kai said, amusement park rides are maintained by hourly employees who are usually less than sober and usually angry. You couldn't pay me to ride. Xenotron said, Pfizer. I thought you meant Pfizer. I said, take your children out of schools, their indoctrination station. And David said, well, hello there, y'all. You popped up on Friday again, Hev. Love from WA, folks. Good to see you, David. I am Kai said, David, it's Thursday here. Well, it's Friday here, and I thought it was Thursday. I was half right. It's Thursday over in the UK and the US, or probably Friday now in the UK. But, yeah, I was half right. I said, God will kill AI bots in YouTube, the sooner the better. Darren said, my chat just disconnected. Yeah, it does that. Chat disappears. Then you got to, like, close the chat and reopen it or go to the top, and from top messages go to live messages and or back or whatever. I am Kai said mine too, 6 times. Xenotron said I saw Satan fall as lightning from heaven and we worship electricity. I don't worship electricity, but we kind of need it. I am Kai said, and again. Alex said, that's lovely to hear. I'm so glad. I was really worried about you, especially after everything else you and your granddaughter have been through recently, Sherry. Yep, God love and God bless, Sherry. Alex said, mine did too, Darren. Darren 3 times. Menacing Muskrat said, hello. And everyone I missed. A few names there and everyone she missed. Darren said, the internet is already unfit for purpose, but Sky is still pushing their smarter Sky glass. They admit it was built in camera by pretending it's a good service feature. Alex said, but I was still able to type. I only noticed because you said lol. Darren said, another disconnect. David said, g'day from the Wild West, Muskrat. Hey, Dennis Biz, asked Roseanne Barr about that creep. Ah. Xenotron said, in this election interference, damn, they are scared. They are. You can see them, like, they're doing, like, things with their hands, even just, you know, like you can see the nervousness in them. And some of that was years ago. Menacing Muskrat said, huge CME came off the sun the other day. Arrival time is right now. I said, good night all, going to bed. Good night, eyes. Darren said, it's about time, Muskrat. They said it would happen over a year. And Alex has put all my links in there. Thank you, Alex. Dennis Biss says, night, eyes. Everyone's saying good night, eyes. Alex said, remember to change it back to live chat, Darren, lol. Darren said, Alex, for the first time I remembered as soon as I loaded the chat. Darren said, still a few people that I never see posts from. Menacing Muskrat said, what a world, our ancestors must be shaking their heads. They'd be rolling in their graves by now. Darren said, people are getting angrier at just stop oil idiots. It will kill someone soon, and it's the fault of the police for not enforcing the law on them. Yeah, Alex said, chat is disconnecting and reconnecting loads now, lol. Darren said, wish I had a TV, Ariel. Darren said, I need arms, legs too. We need our arms and our legs. Xenotron said, have you stay on this earth long enough, you get to see the same things happening again and again. Yeah, that's what I think. It's just like history repeating itself. Sheila said, Canada is burning and we have not had a clear sky so far this summer. Oh, no. Alex said, I've just sent a picture of it to Hev. Maybe it's the connection, or I hope YouTube aren't trying to strike again. Xenotron said, juicy. Pat said, bloody idiots. They go and see the wildlife and complain when they get attacked. Yeah. Xenotron said, dingo knows where it's at, lols. Probably the most meat she's got is on a behind. Menacing Muskrat said, I know, Sheila, it's getting tough to breathe up here. Oh, guys, I hope you stay safe. That's terrible. Alex said, I heard Marina was apparently in the area when the baby went missing. Oh, yeah, here in Australia. Yeah, when Azaria Chamberlain went missing. Yeah, Marina Abramovic was in the area. They were doing something out in the middle of Australia there. Probably sacrificing someone. Who do you think that would be? The little one. Darren said they want to burn the trees so CO2 increases. Menacing Muskrat said they are talking about arson. Yeah, it will be your climate zealots. The people who want everyone to believe in climate change so badly that they start a fire to prove it. That's what I think's going on. That happened here. Sheila said, I'm having trouble with my breathing too. You should be able to sue the people that light the fires. Xenotron said Schwab was right when he said we will never go back to normal. Environmental delinquents rule this place. Not for long. I don't believe for long they're going to be doing what they're doing. Have you seen people dragging them off the streets by their hair? These environmental idiots. Darren said it's arson, Muskrat. It's true, they're planning lockdowns for 2024. Xenotron said, and the Pied Piper returns to our consciousness. Xenotron said they're going to take your children. Menacing Muskrat said, some are saying, reporting that, Darren, but please don't quote me, still researching that subject. Dennis Biss says, wow, what's that paragraph blocked out? I want to know that too. What was blocked out there? Alex said, if I have a child, they would never be going to school. Darren said, Mayor Tudisi reported on it a week or so ago. Xena said, ban redactions. They will not let us know what really happened. We're still left with questions. Yep. Darren said, my memory shot used to be so good. Alex said, schools are like mini prisons. They are. Sheila said, it wouldn't surprise me about the arson. Alex said, I had steak tonight. Yum. Xenotron said, Alex, we called it the asylum back in the 70s. Hey, damn it, Mandy, how you going? Hey, y'all, sorry I'm late. That's how I got my nickname. People would call when I was late. No hi, no hello, just a, damn it, Mandy, where the hell are you? Oh, God love you. Menacing Muskrat said, Alex, totally agree with you. Get on the bus, driven to location, same idea. I Am Kai said, I know the Canada fire started exactly the same time. Video captures show it perfectly, clearly. Alex said, with onion, garlic mash, and sautéed broccoli and gravy. Well, I've got my beef bone broth, and it's got garlic in it and onion in it. And so it's got a few things other than just the beef this time. I put onion, garlic, celery, a couple of carrots, and the beef bones. And I added a little bit of seasoning, like salt and pepper and stuff like that. So, and a bay leaf or two. So I might make a gravy and have some chips and gravy or something. I should have meat, actually. I should have meat and gravy. Darren said, Alex, I worry we're being conditioned to eat rare steak. God commanded that we eat the meat, but no blood, as blood is the life force. Menacing Muskrat said, I am Kai. Yes, Dutch since captured that over Quebec and Ontario. Simone said, yet again, no notification. Hello, Heaven, have I? How you going, Simone? Alex said, I only like enough juice to make a nice sauce. I don't like it still mooing on the plate. Darren said, hi, Simone. You won't get notifications for Hev very often. If you watch crap, you'll be notified of that. Yeah, I get notified of people I'm not even subbed to. Simone said, hey, I'm Kai. And everyone's saying, hello, Mandy. And damn it, Mandy said, God bless Donald J. Trump. I know. I love the man. He's the only one who's going to help. I'm telling you. I Am Kai said, I hate to repeat this, but Trump is just one side of the same coin now. Alex said, yeah, that's another name for it. It's a madhouse. And Dutch says, yes. He's been putting out some community posts. They're after him. They are after him. I Am Kai said he really likes the snake in the garden poem. I would have to disagree with you, I Am Kai. I'm sorry, but I do like him. And I think he's the only one who can help. Darren said maybe Kai, but he's the only option. Darren said the snake story is just a rip-off the Fox and Scorpion story. I Am Kai said either way it ends badly. I don't think it does. Darren said, and still something that people should consider, Kai. I Am Kai said indeed. And then Alex said no sound, okay. Darren said, Islam has always been about destroying and enslaving outsiders, yet we let them into our countries in the hundreds and thousands. Zentron said, Darren, I heard a story as a frog and a scorpion. Alex said, it's back, don't know what happened there. Darren said, happened here too, Alex. Zentron said, if you look around, you'll see the evidence of sleeping Sharia. Simone said, Darren, Sharia law, refuse mark of the beast, get beheaded, just saying. Darren said, you don't need to look hard, Zena. Alex said, I put the links in just in case. Fred said, you need to turn on your mic. Oh no, I'm at that part. Have his mic's off. Hang on. Alex said, I'm going to ring her. I'm going to ring her and let her know. Xenotron said, Simone, it's not as simple as that. Look at the fashion. Hoodies was the start, then masks. And then Menacing Muskrat said, sound is back. And Darren's going, Hev, we cannot hear you. Oh, no. Oh, I'm a pickle, don't mind me. I Am Kai said it may break out in the US, but I feel deep pity for the opponent. They have it easy a day or three, but we will come back on them like bad fish. Darren said, you would think Egyptians would have learnt not to anger God. Xenotron said they're controlling our food, all the Muslims in the meat processing plants, the way animals are killed. Menacing Muskrat said the word Vatican means den of serpents, translated from Latin. Really? And Ruff couldn't hear me either. I Am Kai said all stadiums are shaped like the eye of Horus. They are actually. The ones they're building here now, that's why they're so bloody ugly. The ones they're building here in Australia now, they're just a big, like a circle thing, but the shape of an eye. And they're ugly as. Xenotron said, there's more under the surface than appear on top. How we have been overtaken. Menacing Muskrat said, sound is gone again. Yeah, it was just because I turned the microphone off. You could still hear the desktop audio, but I was silent. Xenotron said, Egyptian pharaohs look like our modern day judges, same hairstyle. I Am Kai said, an all sporting event outcomes are predetermined. Leisha said, I can hear Trump but not Hev. Xenotron said, I Am Kai, have you seen the video where they show the magnetised balls, golf, basketball, to name a few? I Am Kai said, Xena, yes, saw the one where the ball got stuck on the hoop ring. Alex said, phew. I Am Kai said, oh, she got to go way back to recover. Just run with it, Hev. Yeah, I did. I just pretty much told you what I said through all those Trump clips was just, I love the man. We got to have him back, seriously. Xenotron said, I Am Kai, never saw that one, but I did see a strange one with Tiger Woods hole-in-one. Alex said, I couldn't get through for ages. Oh shit, it jumped again. Okay. I Am Kai said, Leisha, here you go. And Alex said, all fixed now. And Menacing Muskrat's got the thumbs up. And Xena said, don't worry, Hev, we can read. We had the chat. We knew you would come back. And Darren said, butt drugs. Yeah, apparently they teaching people how to get high. I Am Kai said, it's called Kester. Xenotron said, is it any wonder the White House Coke scandal is... Pfft. I Am Kai said he kestrated the blow. Kestrated the blow. As an example. And Leisha said, hi, I Am Kai. Alex said, looks nice and cozy, Hev, and I don't think we missed much. We could still hear the videos, just not your commentary. Yeah, you don't need my commentary so much sometimes. Unless it's like this, and if the mic was off, then, oh, God help me. Because I don't read the chat as I'm reading the news, I'm glad you rang me, Alex, because I wouldn't have noticed. Oh, dear. Alex said, but you just told us what you said. Darren said, I wonder if the guy had let it slip about the White House Coke has found another job yet. Hey, Nicey Glover, how you going? Nicey Glover. I Am Kai said, I had an upsetting astral travel last night. I strangled a thing that looked like my mother. I mean, I was working it. I Am Kai said, Nicey, and then said, my hands are sore. Alex said, surely you're not using that much electricity. That's extortion. Yeah, I've got to get back on the phone to them now. I'm serious, look at it. It's 10 days worth. And what they're doing is, right, the average household of one person uses 10.98 kilowatts per day. Two people, 19.04 kilowatts. 3 people at 20.37 kilowatts and 4 people at 24.05 kilowatts. And you know how much they think I'm using per day? 90.37 kilowatts for 2 people. That's impossible. So they're going to get a phone call from me again because they cut me off. Oh, I got through to someone, he was starting to help me, and then it all just went, and then I had to come live, so... I was peed off though. Alex said, that's scary, I Am Kai, I hope you're okay. I Am Kai said, plutonium now, isn't it? No, it wasn't plutonium, it was something else. Darren said, modern nuclear reactors are smaller and safer, still wouldn't want a saboteur though. I Am Kai said, Alex, it was freaky, so real feeling by the end I was hanging on to it, dragging it with me. Alex said, make sure to always stay grounded, I Am Kai. I Am Kai said, I thought modern reactors will screw up with the perfect amount of water. Darren said, uranium to plutonium, a false god. Darren said, Alex, don't be grounded in storm though. I Am Kai said, that ringing getting louder for anyone else? And Darren said, I don't hear ringing, Kai. Alex said, scary when you can't wake up. I used to get sleep paralysis a lot and seen the entity a couple of times. My son gets that. I am Kai said it's overlaid slightly above everything else. I am Kai said I saw a shadow last year, didn't end well for him. Darren said, I wish this silly icon wasn't over the last line of chat. Why would YouTube do that? Oh yeah, the hearts and that now that they've got down the bottom. Yeah, you can't see the chat of the last comment that was made because there's a heart in the way now. I've noticed that too. I don't know why they... And you know what YouTube have also changed? Instead of the next video underneath the video you're watching being the next one that plays, they just play any random video. They don't play the one that you're sitting next to you. They used to, but they don't anymore. Xenotron said, I am Kai, that astral travel deep, not your real mother though, something inside of you perhaps real deep. Alex said, not heard it for a few weeks. Actually, I'm Kai, but really loud when I do hear it. Yeah, I get a ringing in the ears, constant high pitch. Pat said, sorry, Hev, Indigenous and tourists. Who will need somewhere to stay? And I tell you, there's nothing to see here. Wow. Sena said, theme parks and circuses are demonic portals. Alex said, what icon, Darren? I am Kai said, my first astral travel, I went down through the dirt and rocks to cavern. There was a romantic type city in it and the light was a red-orange. I sat on a building peak and there was a guy there. Darren said, there's an icon of a heart, Alex. Alex said, are you on a phone? Is that new heart thing? Yes, on the phone. Oh, Darren said, no, I'm on my laptop. Oh, so it's on there too. Xenotron said, I had a similar, only I had to scale a cliff, crawl through a mountain cave and emerge in a tropical rock pool filled with joyful humans. Alex said, yeah, I noticed that little hole a little while ago, but I don't usually chat on my phone. It's a nightmare to type on. Alex said, oh really? I don't have that on mine, Darren. I am Kai said, the guy looked like something out of Buckaroo Banzai or something. I noticed him and he says, who is your master? Like I wasn't supposed to be there. I replied, I have no master, and woke up. Alex said, only on the phone. Oh, the little heart thing in the bottom. Darren said, Alex, hovering over it opens up a menu of 4 icons. It covers the end of the line of the last chat message, yes. Oh, 5 icons, yeah. It's got 100%, it's got a heart, it's got a laughing face, and a couple of other things. Darren said, what browser, Alex? I'm using Brave. Amy said, Heb, you're muted. Alex said, Chrome. I only see the emoji. Oh, look at my hair, what a mess. I only see the emojis when I open the little keyboard bottom on the left. Darren said, I switched to Brave a while ago, then realised there's no browser that's safe, so it doesn't make a difference. I am Kai said, last night this thing was taunting and threatening me. I stared at first, but it grabbed me, so I pulled out its windpipe. Ooh. Alex said, hey Amy, Hev was muted for about 5 minutes, but it's okay now. I am Kai said, by then I was given over to the fog and just being a savage. Xenotron said, I am Kai, I feel some welcome in that place, but someone came and said I had to leave and I woke up. But that dream or experience I had, I've always wanted to go back there. Darren said, these are weird icons, Alex. If you click them, they float the image up over the chat. Yeah, it's what Facebook used to have when you do videos, and they have that little, you can push all the hearts and the hearts will start going up everywhere, and I don't know. I said 100% hearts, see? Yeah, I can see them. But they're not covering the comments on mine. Alex said, I thought that a while ago too. They used to have DuckDuckGo, but they are all the same really, you're right. I am Kai said, Zena, try this. Close your eyes and clear your mind. Look up slightly behind. Closed eyes. Look for the spake in the dark and the tingle behind your forehead. Alex said, where do they do though? Where do they go though? I don't have it on my phone before, but I don't know where they go. I am Kai said, lull the spark in the dark. I am Kai said, damn autocorrect. Darren said, I should have switched to using Linux, but now I don't have enough space on the hard drive. Xenotron said, I'm Kai, I'm a pretty grounded person. I don't like to go in those weird places where other entities are. I love my Father in heaven, have no wish to commune with the fallen ones in another realm. I am Kai said, when lay down for bed, do this every time, you'll eventually get it. Alex said, I just went on my phone to push a couple of hearts. Alex said, I can see other people adding them too, I think, lol. I am Kai said, Zena, I understand completely. It's why I'm here, though. A prophecy child. Oh, jumped again. Where is it? Okay, I'm back. Xenotron said, not saying that other people who do it are wrong, but I know me and I don't wish to know the knowledge they share. It is fallen and has bad seeds in it. I am Kai said, I concentrate on the enemy and sometimes I find one and sometimes it's actually nice. And I've just knocked everything off the table. Oh, that's the phone. The phone that I'm about to ring the electricity people on and give them what for? How can it be $400 for 10 days? If that's the case, I'm going to have a $3,600 bill. That's not possible. Okay. Alex said, glad the sound got sorted in the end. Could have still been muted. Yeah, I could have been sitting here still reading news and not knowing any different. Darren said, I agree, Zena. God told Israel not to inquire about how their enemies worship their gods lest they be tempted to follow. I am Kai said, usually it's pretty bad though. Alex said, I think there's a problem with the Signal app. I couldn't get through on that. Maybe check it after. Okay. I might have to update or something. I don't know. Xenotron said, I am Kai. Males are more prepared to go into battle with these entities, but I am an old hood and leave that stuff for the young bucks. I am Kai said, oh, there's no worshipping inquiries. It's all battle. I don't dream otherwise. I think it really is the job I'm here for. Xenotron said, I'd battled with New Age whiz for decades, always thinking there's something off about it. Hey, Concheggy Yowie, how you going? Hey, Hev, yes, I'm up early, lol, got a flag to do for Indigenous Week. Oh, wow. Xenotron said, but not understanding why, because it seemed a better way than truth. I am Kai said, I'm 50 in a couple of months. Ah, welcome. I am Kai. Xenotron said 64.5. Darren said, Xena, it's called New Age when you know there's something wrong with it. If it's called New Age, you know there's something wrong with it. Okay. Xenotron said, Darren, yeah, but isn't that what the return of Jesus is about? They all the same? I am Kai said, the New Age stuff is actually ancient hidden knowledge. Alex said, too bad, thank you, hope you are well. Not too bad, thank you, hope you are well, Conchega. Xenotron said, Heaven, the problem is they might not cut off your power, but so walk it or ration it. If you don't pay, they might take your license as they do with other things. What, my driver's license? I don't know. I am Kai said, Jesus said if you had faith, you do anything he could do. Xenotron said, slow walk. Conchega said, Alex, all good, bit chilly here at the moment. Conchega Yowie said, detoxing from Big Pharma. I am Kai said, he was saying that you separate yourself for the power of God by lack of faith. Xenotron said, I am Kai, just thinking, Kai, it could be a corpse that you need, a corpus that you need to care for and revive back to life. Only say that because you dragged it with you. Darren said, no, Kai, you can do your best to be like Jesus, but no one will ever be as perfect as he. Alex said, where are you in the world? And that's good. I only take natural stuff, Conchega. Conchega Yowie said, Xenotron, all utility bills are in the fiction name. That is the crime of uttering and postal fraud when sent without a stamp. Xena said, I am Kai. In the book of Enoch, God says he would not forgive the angels for the dissemination of the most worthless kind of knowledge and seeded into humanity. Darren said, you must only worship the Lord and must not seek out other things to worship. Xenotron said, making weapons spells sorcery, witchcraft. I am Kai said, no, but he walked out to the boat, said, come to me, and gave the faith speech. Conchega Yowie said, Alex, South Australia had a back injury from the building trade and has been 30 years. Xenotron said, look at the fallout of this knowledge. Darren said, yes, Kai, he was demonstrating the power of faith. Xenotron said, Darren, it's not about worshipping, that is idolatry. In itself, honouring truth is all we need to do. I am Kai said, the lack of faith prevented the disciples from walking onto water also. Hey, Zal, how you going? Oh. It jumped again. Darren said, God is truth. Zena said, we're going to find out soon just how important the Postmaster General really is. Sal said, g'day everyone, g'day menacing. Alex said, oh, sorry to hear that. Have you tried hemp oil? It works wonders for all sorts, including pain. Conchega Yowie. Sal said, how do you know, Darren? Did he tell you? Darren said, what's the Postmaster General? I am Kai said, faith the size of a grain of mustard can make mountain cast its own self into the sea at a word from a truly faithful heart. I am Kai, or the crippled to walk. Zena said, it's a big secret about the power they hold. Darren said, it's all in the Holy Bible, Zal. Conchega said, Alex, yeah, I've been there doing that. Apple cider vinegar and bicarb soda is cleaning as well. I am Kai said, but not by my power, by his. Zal said, by bull. Zena said, XRP. And Zal's put a shit there. Menacing Muskrat said, ringing in the ears. You have a serious health. Seriously. Alex says, so nice having good cleanse of the body. I wish you well on your journey, Conchega Yowie. Yeah, Conchega, it's called tinnitus. Tinnitus. Oh, bloody hell. You know that one. Tinnitus, that's it. Took me a while. Conchega said, ta, Alex. Sal said, g'day, Alex. Darren said, Sal, you should be careful not to denounce God. Menacing Muskrat said, just another scare tactic. Ear ringing, what's your thoughts? I am Kai said, oh, the King James version of it. Sal said, the God of the Bible is not the same as the spirit that moves through all things, which is the true almighty presence of permeating all and we are a spark of. Conchega Yowie said, only a person has a license, no living man or woman can own one. This is fraud. Darren said, revised standard version is also good but sometimes difficult to understand. I am Kai said, 3 missing books and many others about the subject banned on pain of ending by the ancient churches. Sal said, same with those that think following someone worshipping of idols is the only way. Conchega Yowie said, bye Hev, we'll catch you tomorrow, time to pain. Have a good one, Conchega Yowie. Darren said, you can believe that, Zal, but I won't. There are many warnings about being led astray from the word. I am Kai said, God... Hang on. God's something to the force, the creator of creation, to me anyway. Equivocates. Darren said, Kai, the books are not in the Bible, but they're available. Menacing Muskrat said, Postmaster General has a lot more authority, surpasses government officials. Sal said, that's it, Darren, belief. Darren said, Zal, God isn't a someone, he's everything. We've got the garbage trucks coming around again. Zal said, that is what I just said, didn't I? I don't know. Folks, check out the channels Sibley 222 Rumble and Upward Currents YouTube. They're a must-see for what's about to happen. Xenotron said, God is ZZZZT. Feel the surge. ZZT. Get a zap. It changes you. Truth. You realise that is God. And another thing, I think I've upset my chickens by buying 2 more. But not only have I upset my chickens, but those 2 poor chickens that just got put in the hutch, they're being picked on hard. One of them hasn't got its little thingy anymore. Well, I didn't have it when I got it, actually. It must have been being picked on at the other place. And it just sort of puts its head down, and the poor thing, they're all packing at it, and it just puts its head down and tries to avoid it's like going, yeah, okay, mate, you got the pecking order, it's all right. And I'm like, oh, you poor little chicken. So that's happening as well. So I got 2 more chickens. Had about 24 cockatoos in the yard earlier. They're white birds, pretty big, with a yellow thing on the top. I am Kai said, got it, Sal, we'll look tonight. EDD said, you're following their God agenda of Cabal cult. Alex said, more chooks to the... You can't help it. I swear to God, I couldn't help it. Zal said, what did I miss earlier, Hev? What did you cover? A few things. You might have to go back and listen. Mercy Muskrat said, just bring the chicken in the house. She'd be okay. Oh, really? What about pooping on the floor, though? I could put it in the laundry and then clean up after it. It's just one's hiding. It's hiding. It just will not come out. It is frightened, I think. Alex said, I know, poor little things, they may end up with no feathers. And it's not the feathers, it's their little thingy on top, the red, what do you call it? Oh, memory like a sieve. It's their little thing on the top of their head. And she's just hiding because they all pick on her. You can get chickened nappies? Darren said your house will have white carpets though. Oh, chicken. Well, you can get chicken nappies. Sal said, a bit hard to understand because you're coming in near the end of it, but he knows the stuff is going to go down. King knows this stuff too. I am Kai said, God is whatever force keeps me coming back from head injuries and broken back. Just keep getting up. Menacing Muskrat said, little box, chickens are cannibals. They will be okay. It's called the comb. That's it, the comb. And it's chicken initiations. Yeah, it is. But I don't know. I feel so sorry for the little one being picked on. They're littler than mine. And they don't look as healthy. So I'm hoping that me feeding them will get them healthier. EDD said, our creator, not God, big difference, following corruption and brainwashing tactics of evil agenda. Oh, Alex said, to collect their poop. Oh, can you really get diapers for them? Oh, God love them. Oh, the poor little things. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there and I'm going to go and, I'm going to wrap it up and I'm going to go and tend to the chickens and just maybe sit with them for a while. I don't know, just make sure the little one's okay, you know, that little chicken. And I've got to ring the electricity company. So I'm going to go and ring the electricity company first, and then I will be back tomorrow morning. Same time. See you guys. Have a good one. Much love. Bye.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago. But all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright. And for the first time in a long time, I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago. But all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows. And we're all going life, still nobody knows. But I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago. But all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago.